Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a Shortstop with a Shortstop. Today we're going to talk a little bit about getting old. And a lot of people say the old phrase, getting old is not for wimps. When I played baseball, I really and truly looked up to a lot of the older players that were on my team and a lot of the older players that I played against. I know I mentioned Willie McCovey a lot, but I looked up to him quite a bit because I could go to him for a lot of advice. He had been in the league for 12 years before I got to meet him, and I always went to another pitcher on our team, Vita Blue, and asked him how he was pitching other hitters and where he wanted me to play, and got a lot of good advice from him and Darrell Evans when he played third base with the Giants. There was just so much knowledge that these people had because they had been in a game for so long. And then I talked with Joe Morgan, and Joe played for 20-some years, and I probably gained 20 years of experience playing the 3 years that I played with him. But there was people on other teams too, like Willie Stargell that I talked to. I talked to Pete Rose quite a bit. He would come into our locker room, and he would have just a vast amount of knowledge about the game of baseball. And then Tony Perez, you look at the Big Red Machine when I first came up to the big leagues in 75 and 76, and they won the World Series. It was a team that I respected and I was watching while I was playing in high school. But these people were people that I went to try to learn more about the game. And getting old, we need to have respect for older people. In 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 4, it says this, "But if any widow has children or grandchildren, they first must learn to practice piety in regard to their own family, and to make some return to their parents, for this is acceptable in the sight of God." Those of us that have mothers and fathers that are still living, we are to respect them because they've been through this life and they've been through a lot of different circumstances, and they have grown through that, but they have grown wisdom through that, and we can glean from that. And if we look in and visit Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 32, "You shall rise up before the gray-headed." Oh man, I'm gray-headed already. But it says, "You shall rise up before the gray-headed and honor the aged, and you shall revere your God. I am the Lord." There's a lot of people out here that sometimes we may think, well, they got gray hair, they don't know nothing. They're just an old fuddy-duddy. But when you start talking with them and realize that gray hair, that they've been around for a while. And those people that have been around for a while have a whole lot of knowledge. And we need to try to talk to those people and learn as much from them as we possibly can. What are our responsibilities to older people? Or what is the responsibilities of older people? In Revelation 2:10, it tells us to be faithful unto death. Wow. That means older people should never retire because you've got a lot of wisdom that you can give other people. And you never retire from the service of God. In 1 Kings chapter 12, verses 6 through 14, it says that you have knowledge to share. Older people have knowledge and wisdom that they can share. In Proverbs 16:31, it says, "Do not be ashamed of your age." Even though I'm 70 years old right now, I'm not ashamed of that. God says for us to not be ashamed of our age. And it's actually a blessing for those that grow old because they have wisdom that they can pass on to other people. But what's our responsibility to older people? We should honor them. We should show them respect. We should understand that they have that wisdom and that knowledge that living through this life that they can give to other people, just like Willie McCovey and Joe Morgan and Darrell Evans could give to me when I was a very young player. And I went to them for advice. In Psalms chapter 92, verses 12 through 14, I want to read that. It says, the righteous man will flourish like a palm tree. He will grow like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of the Lord. They will flourish in the courts of our Lord. They will still yield fruits in old age. They shall be full of sap and very green. They are going to be able to yield fruit in old age. Those of you that are listening that are older people, never retire, because you have wisdom that you can endure and help other people with and give advice. And you young people, respect your older people. Understand that they do have that wisdom and that knowledge that you can go to and try to get some advice, especially those that are members of the church. They can give you more wisdom than anybody else. You older people, do not retire. Be proud of your age, be proud of that gray hair, and seek to be fruitful in your old age. Thank you again for being with a Shortstop with a Shortstop.